Did you know there's a man who survived both atomic bombs dropped on Japan? Not one, but two. And by the end of his life, he said he didn't feel lucky. He felt cursed. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi. In August of 1945, Yamaguchi was just a normal man, an engineer working for Mitsubishi, a child, a stable life. He had a wife, but fate had something else in store for him. On August 6th, Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima for work. That morning, he was getting ready to catch the train back home to Nagasaki. He had packed his bags, said goodbye to his colleagues, and started walking toward the station. But at exactly 8:15 a, he looked up and saw a bomber plane drop something from the sky. Seconds later, there was a blinding flash, a light so bright it burned his retinas. Then came the shockwave. He was blown off his feet. His eardrums ruptured. His face and arms were scorched by flames so intense, his skin peeled off in ribbons. He was just 2 miles from the center of the explosion, and yet, somehow, he survived. When he came to, Hiroshima was gone. Buildings flattened into piles of ash. People melted into shadows on the pavement. The city was silent, except for the screams of the burned and dying, but Tsutomu Yamaguchi was still breathing. With his body wrapped in makeshift bandages, he crawled to the train station. And unbelievably, the train to Nagasaki was still running. So he got on board, carrying his burns, his wounds, and a story no one would believe. 2 days later, on August 9th, Yamaguchi went to work in Nagasaki. He tried to tell his boss what had happened in Hiroshima, that the entire city had been destroyed by a single bomb. His boss told him he was crazy. And then, at 11:02 a.m., the sky flashed again. Another bomb, another mushroom cloud, another apocalypse. This time, it was Fat Man the second atomic bomb. It exploded right over Nagasaki. And once again, Tsutomu Yamaguchi was there. He survived the second bomb too. Think about that for a moment. The odds of surviving one atomic bomb are almost zero. The odds of surviving two? That's not luck. That's something else. When Yamaguchi found his way home, he discovered his wife and son were alive. By pure chance, they had been hiding in a reinforced shelter that protected them from the worst of the blast. But the city was in ruins. His friends were gone. His neighbors were gone. His life was gone. For years, his body suffered radiation sickness, open wounds that never healed properly, permanent hearing loss in one ear. He would spend nights vomiting, nights unable to sleep, nights wondering why he was still alive. People called him the luckiest man in the world, but he didn't see it that way. In interviews, he often said that he felt like a curse had been placed on him. He said, "It is not I who is the curse. It is the nuclear bomb. All humanity is cursed by it." For the rest of his life, Tsutomu Yamaguchi told his story, not for attention, but to warn the world. He became a survivor, not just of 2 atomic bombs, but of humanity's darkest invention. He lived until 2010. He died at the age of 93. Some say it was stomach cancer from the radiation he absorbed in 1945. Others believe he was kept alive for a reason, to be a living reminder of what nuclear war really means. A man who survived the impossible, only to carry the weight of it for the rest of his life. So was Tsutomu Yamaguchi lucky? Or was he cursed? Sometimes survival isn't a blessing. Sometimes it's just a slower way to suffer.